23 breaking changes, 80 new features, over 100 bug fixes, 30 security hardening patches. OpenClaw version 2026.3.22 just dropped, and it's the biggest release the project has ever shipped. If you're running OpenClaw in production, you need to watch this before you update. Let's go through everything that matters. Let's start with the scope. This release was cut by Peter Steinberger, with 88 commits since the previous version. Over 100 contributors touched this release across security fixes, feature development, testing, and documentation. The release is cryptographically signed with SSH, and it touches essentially every major subsystem in OpenClaw: the plugin infrastructure, the model providers, the sandbox execution layer, the channel adapters, the security framework, and the control dashboard. This is not a point release. This is a platform-level overhaul. Let's talk breaking changes, because there are 23 of them, and some will bite you hard if you're not prepared. First, plugin install precedence has changed. Running OpenClaw plugins install with the bare package name now checks ClawHub before npm. If you were relying on npm resolution order, this could pull a different package. Second, the legacy Chrome extension relay is gone. If you were using the browser MCP through the Chrome extension, that's dead. Run OpenClaw doctor -- fix to migrate. Third, image generation has been standardized on the core image_generate tool. The Nano Banana Prodocs and bundled skill wrapper are removed. Fourth, all the old environment variable names from the Claudbot and Moltbot era are finally gone. If you still have Claudbot_ or Moltbot_ variables in your environment, they'll be silently ignored now. Use OpenClaw_ prefix for everything. And fifth, the state directory migration is complete. The legacy.moltbot auto detection is removed. You must be on .openclaw or set the state dir explicitly. Let's look at the actual release page on GitHub. You can see the scale of this release. The changelog is enormous. 88 commits, signed by Peter Steinberger, with every change categorized into breaking changes, features, bug fixes, and security hardening. The level of detail in the changelog is impressive. Every change has a clear description, the affected subsystem, and migration instructions where needed. This is how you ship a release with 23 breaking changes without burning your community. The headline feature is ClawHub integration. OpenClaw now has a native marketplace for skills and plugins. You can search, install, and update skills directly from the CLI with OpenClaw skills search, install, and update. Plugins can be installed from ClawHub with the ClawHub : prefix, from npm, or from a marketplace registry. The plugin SDK has been completely reworked. The new public surface is OpenClaw/plugin-SDK. The old extension API is gone. Plugins can now bundle skills, manage hooks, and integrate with the codecs, Claude, and cursor discovery flows. There's also owner-gated plugin commands in chat, /plugins and /plugin, so channel admins can manage plugins without touching the CLI. The default OpenAI model has been switched to GPT 5.4, with forward compatibility for 5.4 mini and 5.4 nano. Anthropic now has Vertex AI support through the Anthropic Vertex provider. There's a new bundled shoots provider with OAuth and API key auth. Minimax M2.7 models are added with raised context windows. XAI Grok catalog is synced with Pi-backed IDs. Z.ai adds the full GLM 4.5 and 4.6 families. Mistral has updated pricing metadata, and Xiaomi gets an OpenAI-compatible endpoint. Per-agent thinking and reasoning defaults are now configurable, so you can set different model behaviors per agent without global overrides. The security work in this release is substantial. Over 30 dedicated security patches. Windows SMB credential handshake prevention. Bonjour and DNS service discovery endpoints now fail closed. Constant time webhook signature comparison. This was a timing attack vector, pre-crypto rate and size guards for Nostr DMs. The exec sandbox now blocks JVM injection through Maven, SBT, Gradle, and Ant options environment variables, plus glibc tuning and .NET dependency hijacking. There's proxy SSRF pinning via HTTPS tunnels, loopback hop spoofing prevention, device approval scope validation, and the voice call webhooks now reject missing provider signatures before even reading the request body, with a pre-auth budget of 64 kilobytes and 5 seconds. This is not checkbox security. These are targeted fixes for real attack vectors. Almost every channel adapter got work in this release. Telegram gets per-account custom bot API endpoints, auto-rename DM forum topics with LLM-generated labels, and a hard timeout for stuck get updates requests. Fishu gets structured interactive approval cards, reasoning stream support, and full-thread context fetching. Discord gets strict DM component auth and abort signal forwarding. WhatsApp fixes the recency filter and protobuf timestamp handling. There's a completely new official Matrix plugin backed by Matrix.js SDK. Android gets system-aware dark theme and new call log and SMS search tools. Mattermost gets threading overrides with DM retry back off. And Synology chat now requires explicit per-account webhook paths. If you run OpenClaw on any messaging platform, this release has something for you. If you're upgrading, here's the critical path. First, run OpenClaw doctor-fix. This handles the Chrome extension relay migration, state directory migration, and most automated fixes. Second, update your environment variables. Replace any ClawBot or Moltbot prefixed variables with OpenClaw. Third, check your plugin imports. If you were using OpenClaw/extension API, switch to OpenClaw/plugin SDK. Fourth, review your exec sandbox configuration. JVM injection vectors are now blocked by default, which could affect Java-based tools. And fifth, if you're on Telegram, note that fresh setups now default to require mention in groups. Run these steps in a staging environment first. With 23 breaking changes, you want to validate before hitting production. OpenClaw v2026.3.22 is available now. Release link and migration guide are in the description. Subscribe to Prism Labs for coverage of every major release, agent framework, and developer tool. See you in the next one.